Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we got rather more than we bargained for here. We had another round of enemy reinforcements drop, so technically we're dealing with 3 total lances, although there are only 3 mechs, most of them are vehicles. That does make things easier. This dervish is pretty consistently overheated. It's also got some internal damage in that torso there. So we've got a goblin SRM up here, we've got an urban mech that's used probably about half of its ammo so far, something like that. Double ballistic, interesting. It's used probably about half of its ammo so far, and we've also got this stinger here, as well as this dervish. So we just need to move forward up over this direction, and start working on taking these units out. Now our stealth is pretty damaged, particularly in its right torso. So if we can, we'd like to angle this direction and get ourselves in cover. And we will fire on this dervish, and we'll probably do a pretty hefty amount of damage here, even though this is frontal arc. That was pretty decent in terms of armor reduction. Definitely.
I await your command.
I'd like to take our stalker over this direction to hit a similar arc. That would be ideal. And we don't want to be on dead fire for right now. Just checking hit odds, 26, 29, 29, and 23. Okay, none of those are absolutely terrible. This would be side arc on the goblin. We may want to focus that goblin. The stinger isn't very threatening. The Irby's way out there. The dervish is what the dervish is. I think we go for side arc on the goblin.
Target confirmed.
Okay. The dervish moves now. Fires on the hunchy. That's starting to get annoying in terms of the armor reduction.
Yikes! That hit hard!
Yeah. Yeah, it did. Stinger comes in, fires on the stealth. Does 0 damage. I'm okay with this. Okay, we're going to close in with the Hunchy here. The Hunchy is a little bit overheated.
Right, Commander.
I would love to fire on the Goblin here. Most of that went into the front armor. That was unfortunate. Okay. Yep, Goblin it is.
Firing on target.
Oof. Not great. Goblin's gonna fire on the stealth here. That was more than I would have liked to take, but
I'm losing armor left and right.
yes, you are.
Ready for orders.
I'm well aware of that. We're gonna close in with the Vulcan here, and I think we're gonna look to narc the Goblin.
Aye, aye.
We did not succeed in narking the Goblin, but we did hit it with the pulse laser a little bit. Okay. If they want to fire the autocannon at the Vulcan and miss at this range, more power to them. And of course there's the Scorpion up there as well. Ooh, okay, that was less good. That's in that arm. What's in that arm? Nothing?
Yep.
Okay. We can get the stealth to a slightly better position
Affirmative.
by jumping to here. Our heat is going to be up there. Our hit odds are way better on that dervish. This is hitting its strong side. I think we still focus the goblin. Man, we're getting bad rolls on those SRMs.
Ready for orders.
We're going to close in a little bit with the stalker here. We can't quite get into ideal range, but that's okay.
I'm walking here.
The Hunchy is in a dangerous position here. But its rear armor is untouched.
Locked and loaded. Here it comes.
Okay. Fantastic.
Make that one
Goblin
left
is
here.
dead. That's one of the biggest threats that was there. Completely gone. Small damage to the stealth.
Getting banged up real real good here.
Yep, I'm aware.
go.
We're going to close in with the Hunchy. And we probably want to expose the left side here, if at all possible. So we'll turn like that, and I think the Dervish is the next target here. Our heat is basically at the red line right now, so
Got it.
we'll just fire like this. Okay. Where did we expose that? In the arm. That's fine.
Orders.
We're going to close in to behind the Dervish with the Vulcan, although
Receiving you.
we're not going to go into cover here. We're going to get in
Move order.
nice and close. Going to fire the Narc. That's some real weak rear armor.
Locking in all weapons.
Okay. Meleeing the stealth. It missed. It did not fail the knockdown check. Okay. Another autocannon miss from the Scorpion. The Urban Mech closes in a little. Another autocannon miss from the Urban Mech. Okay.
Confirmed.
Let's see. This is what side? This is the left side? That makes this difficult. If we were to get over here, this would be exposing weak side. This would be exposing strong side. And this would be exposing full frontal arc. That would be potentially problematic. Alternately, we could attempt to simply disengage the stealth a little bit. Like, take it over this way. And simply fire with the SRMs. See if we can take out this arm. That does contain an SRM ammo. We destroyed a medium laser.
Critical hit.
Okay. Phase 19, their Stinger. It backed off, fired on the Hunchy. The laser hit, which was sad, but yeah, we've taken worse shots than that. We're going to move over this way with the Hunchy. And this is an overheat warning right now. I think we will avoid firing this small pulse laser, but we'll fire this small laser instead. Okay. Wow. We hit nothing in that rear armor in that rear arc shot we took. Nice.
Roger, Commander.
Okay. The Dervish is currently stressed. He moves again. Fires on the Vulcan, but really didn't do much there.
A hard hit there.
That was mostly fine.
Waiting for orders.
We can take the Stalker. That torso twist arc, though. Wow. Okay. We can take the Stalker up over this direction.
Onward.
And we're going to fire Deadfire at him. Hit him in that side arc. Okay. Leg destruction. And he ejected. Perfect. Another autocannon hit on the Hunchy. Armor is still holding for now. Can't be for too much longer, though.
Good to go.
I'd like to get the Vulcan up over this direction.
Affirmative.
That's exactly what we'll do. We have a rear arc on the Urban Mech here, or a side arc with good hit odds on the Stinger. The Stinger has such low armor. If we get the Stinger narked, it's dead.
Copy that.
And we did get it narked.
That hit something good.
Okay, the Urbi steps up, fires on the Vulcan, does no damage. It's gotta be almost out of ammo. Okay, Stinger moves over this way, attacks the Hunchy. That Hunchy armor is getting awful low.
On the armor, buddy.
Commander.
Okay. we're going to move the Vulcan up over this direction, and I'm actually going to sprint it to get a little more solidly into this rear arc.
Aye.
This could very easily be a kill. Or we could miss a million things for no real reason. Okay, that works too.
Good
We're going to take the Hunchy over and back it up
Affirmative.
ever so slightly. Then we're just going to fire the large pulse laser as a pot shot at the urban mech, but I'm going to vigilance the Hunchy first. I don't expect much out of this. Okay.
Systems recycling for another shot.
Confirmed.
Now I'd like to bring the stealth somewhere a little safer,
10-4.
like this, and then we'll just brace it.
Yes, Commander.
And now let's switch back to standard LRMs. And that is some wacky optimal range we've got going on there. Okay. So we'll sprint to right here so that we get into optimal range.
On my way. Double time.
Are we better off on Deadfire? No, we are not. Okay. This Stinger is going to take a lot of damage from this.
Option loaded.
One dead Stinger.
Enemy down.
Fantastic. Another autocannon miss from that Scorpion. And it ace pilots over. The Irby sets itself on fire. Autocannons the Stalker accidentally. That was a stray shot.
Yourself.
That's okay. I don't mind that too badly. For right now, I think we're just going to keep moving the stealth around.
Lifting off.
Start maneuvering it over this way a little bit.
I'm ready.
We're going to head forward with the Stalker here.
Moving to position.
What are our hit odds? 51% versus 23. Okay, we'll go for the Scorpion here. This is strong side, but we could theoretically still kill this.
Taking the shot.
Very nice.
A vehicle is.
And that's the power of the Narc.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, the Vulcan is going to close in behind the Irby, and I actually want it to sprint in a little bit closer.
Roger. Full speed.
We've got one Narc left. This is only a 24% chance. That said, the Irby does not have much in its rear armor. We're going to not fire the Narc this turn.
Target lock on enemy rear.
Structure exposure. Okay, that'll get his attention.
Commander?
Going to close in with the Hunchy here. %70 hit odds, and we missed 2 out of 3. Sad. We set him on fire, and he ended up missing everything but one machine gun round. Okay.
Orders.
We'll close in with the stealth over this way.
Location confirmed.
I don't expect much out of this shot at all. But we'll take it. Oh wow, we actually hit. With one.
Standing by.
We'll take it. And we'll close in directly behind this guy, but we're going to jump in so that we don't go through the flames. Wonderful. And this time we will fire the Narc.
I copy.
Okay, did he get narked there? I did not see.
Solid connection on that one. I'm
No,
out of
he did
SRM.
not. That's fine. Close in with the Hunchy.
Coordinates received.
And this is hitting weak side. We alpha this.
Affirmative.
Straight into that CT. Yeah, he's totally dead from the Stalker here.
Acknowledged.
There's no way he survives this salvo. There we go. Our dropship is coming in.
Do the math, Chief. One less target.
Yes, indeed.
I'm out of LRMs.
You're fine. Base is ours. I'll notify our friends so that they can move in and pick up the cargo.
Mission successful.
Well, I wasn't expecting the second reinforcement lance, for sure. But, that wasn't too bad, actually. We didn't end up losing hardly anything. A little bit of internal damage, but no actual component losses. No even component damage. And that's a pretty sizable increase to our overall pay. 650k. So the Hunchy took a tiny amount of internal damage, as did the Stealth, but overall it was just armor loss, which we can replace armor really quickly at this point. Let's see, we could potentially get a full Dervish out of this. That wouldn't be the worst thing. Those were long-fire LRMs? Interesting. Anything good in terms of engine cores? There are some decent engine cores here. Do we want to go for the Dervish? I feel like that wouldn't be a terrible idea. How many more salvage are we going to get here? 9? Well, we'll have to roll the dice, but... Okay. So we have 4 out of 5 Dervish parts. Feels bad. And we didn't get any of those engine cores. Well, you know what they say. Sometimes you gamble and win. Most of the time you don't. That's okay. Next time we run into a Dervish of that model, we'll definitely get a full Dervish. Question is, how long will it be before we run into that again? My guess, quite a while. You know what would be a really neat feature? Is if you could, once you have your mech bay fully built, if you could manufacture a part so that, like, it costs you, say, 1,000,000 C-bills. Yeah, go ahead and do this. It costs you, say, 1,000,000 C-bills, but it reduces the amount of parts needed by 1. That would be an interesting way to do it. And the number of C-bills would probably have to scale based on, like, the value of the final chassis, right? But something along those lines would be interesting. I just want to double check that we don't have 5 Dervish parts, because I saw it disappear from the list, which was a little strange. Oh, we've got 4 out of 5 Shadowhawk parts. And yeah, 4 out of 5 Dervish 6M parts. I suppose we could check the store and see if one turned up there. I doubt it. No. Phoenix Hawk and a Wasp. Okay, fair enough. Well, let's take a quick look at our mech bay here. Or rather, how long will it take to repair this? I didn't even check. I checked that it was going to cost like 70k to repair. But, oh, okay. That's not so bad. Let's do it. Let's tick forward a little bit here. Drawing straws. Dr. Murad gestures grandly at a bright yellow growth on the corridor wall in front of you. Meet the Argo's very own mold problem. It started in the unfinished gamma pod, and despite my best efforts, it's spreading unchecked. She pokes at it with a screwdriver, frowning. I've seen this before, boss. Yang takes the screwdriver out of Dr. Murad's hand and wipes it off. I know how to kill it, but whoever you pick for the job needs to be in a hazmat suit. And considering how widespread this infestation is, they're going to be stewing in that suit for a long time. Dr. Murad nods grimly. I was afraid of that. Any thoughts on who we should saddle with such an unpleasant task? I suppose we could ask for volunteers. No one's going to volunteer for hazmat duty, Yang chuckles. We may as well draw straws. We honestly don't really need the medical team right now. Nobody's wounded, they're just fatigued. Well, there might be a small injury, but they'll be fine, realistically. We need the mech techs right now, for sure, so we'll send in the medical team. Darius's voice crackles through the Argo's speakers. The Argo has developed a mold problem. To combat this, Chief Bertanen has developed a highly toxic cleaning solution. The team from the med bay is doing the majority of the cleanup work, so don't get sick or injured, because there'll be no one there to patch you up. Olivia out. The company suffers a -2 medical point penalty for 14 days. That's really not too bad. I mean, we're not very high up on medical points anyway. I've been kind of deprioritizing that. But, I mean, the only one who's wounded right now is Devourer, and he'll be back in 12 days anyway. So I kind of don't care. So the Hunchy will be done in 7 days, so let's just go ahead and tick forward a little bit here. The machine shop is done now. So let's hop into engineering. And we could grab this repaired mech bay. That'll be 500k. And then we'll need an additional 300k to actually be able to control that mech. Which really isn't too bad. So we'll purchase that, and that'll be done in 6 days. Wonderful. We'll tick forward 1 day. The Hunchy is now done. And we are ready to deploy again. However, it's a little late in the episode to deploy again. We're kind of running low on missions that I'd like to do anyway. Let's double check in the mech bay that our mechs are good to go. Indeed they are. Everyone except for Devourer is back, so let's go ahead and do some mech warrior training if we've got any we can do. Yeah, Devourer is going to be like that.
Commander?
Showboat, you can grab a point of tactics.
Training complete.
There you go.
Good to go.
Squire, why don't you grab a point of piloting?
Mech warrior training complete.
There you go. Time Lord 88, you're pretty much good to go, as is Ulysses and Warborn. Okay, fantastic. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode, we're going to go after some additional funds so that we can pay off our repaired mech bay. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.